아버지는 중국 아버지는 가는 거라 아버지 가서 의사가 아버지는 중국 거라
Thank you, Team Tripura State Academy of Tribal Culture, for your sweet, melodious and meaningful opening songs. I request the volunteers to be ready with a candle as we are merging for lighting lamp ceremony. Thank you. I may now request our Honorable Deputy Chief Minister, Department of Power, RD Finance, Planning and Coordination of Statistics, the Chief Guest and Inaugurator, Sri Jishnu De Burma, to kindly take this opportunity to inaugurate the 10th General Meeting, 6th Biennial of Test, by lighting a lamp along with other. Thank you, sir. Thank you, volunteers. I now request the Vice President of Test, Engineer Manoj Jamatia, to deliver the welcome address. Manoj, sir, please.
Puilano tini zotonono tini phung sangni ani khak sangma bai jiba yafaro te lamsogo. A very good morning. In fact, it's already afternoon. Good afternoon to all present here today. With due regards to my president and to all the dignitaries present here, today, on this 11th day of December 2021. I am privileged to stand here before you on behalf of TEST. On this auspicious occasion, to welcome with love and gratitude on the 10th General Meeting, which is also our 6th biennial conference. May I therefore take this opportunity to specially welcome our chief guest and inaugurator today, our Honorable Deputy Chief Minister, Department of Power, RD, Panchayat, Finance, Planning and Coordination, including Statistics, to the Government of Tripura, Sri Jishnu Devarma. We welcome you, sir. I also take this opportunity to welcome our special guests today, Honorable Minister, Department of Tribal Welfare and Fisheries, Government of Tripura. In spite of his busy schedule, he has made his presence here with us today. I welcome you, sir. I would not take much time, as we are aware that we are already behind schedule for nearly 2 hours. So I shall quickly go through a few of the points which I would like to mention here today, and shall try to stick in the time with the schedule. TEST has rather a long history by now. Perhaps all of you are aware, and all our dignitaries are also aware, that since the momentum kick-started, it's nearly about 20 years by now. Of course, unofficially it has been even longer. And today we have exactly 639 registered members. We also have members which are not registered yet and are associated with us, dedicated for the same cause. We work in every nook and corner of the state today. We also have our members outside the state and even overseas. Besides, our activities are also extended to various other activities such as social commitment programs and for the welfare of the indigenous people of Tripura, and also for the whole state and for the nation as a whole. We patronize this to render our expertise with utmost dedication for the welfare of the state. Today, when the whole world is going through hardships and pandemic, I request my fellow engineers, brothers and sisters, to affirm our commitment with renewed hope and fervor. Once again, before I conclude, I extend my warm welcome with thanks. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir, for such a welcome speech. Ladies and gentlemen, due to constraint of time, we may not be able to hold our honorable chief guest for long. So before proceeding any further, may I take the privilege to invite our honorable chief guest, Sri Vishnu Devarma, sir, to kindly address the gathering.
Good afternoon. Seated on the dais, Honorable Minister, Sri Mewar Kumar Jamatia, the President of Tribal Engineers Society, Tripura. And of course, Jibon, he's been coming to me very often. I keep discussing with him. I'm sorry that I'm late and I have to go a little early because I have to do some work. Tomorrow I'm going out of the state. It is good to see. I was hearing the professor from TIT speaking. It is very good to know that you have, say, 630 or 40 members, engineers. And it is even more encouraging to know that you have members even outside the state and abroad. Jibon has given me this memorandum. We are looking into it. You know, we want to do so many things, but there are government rules, regulations. We cannot transform overnight. The problem is that. Young people are impatient, they want, transformation overnight. But how practical is it? And second thing, I keep telling the indigenous people, protection is required. I believe that protection is required for UK sections. Our constitution provides for it. It is known as, positive discrimination. Our constitution provides for protection. But we as Triprasas, we require protection and there has to be some competitiveness. And above that, there should be some determination. I may be in politics, your minister here may be in politics, Maharaja in politics, but our goal should be same. You may be in engineering, some may be in doctors, some may be lawyers, some may be school teachers, some may be professors. But our goal has to be the same. How to take our society forward. In that there has to be protection, there has to be competition, and above all there has to be determination. Because the road to progress is very difficult. The road to carry our people forward is very difficult. Though it is enlightening to see that all of you are engineers today. We have a lot of doctors today. We have TCS officers. We have, lawyers. When I was young, I never found one TCS officer who belonged to the indigenous people. There were hardly any. The only doctor we knew who was from the indigenous people was Dr. Nilmani Depurman. As far as I don't know if you know someone more. That was the way. Now we have new leaders also, politicians, educated boys who are, come to politics, looking forward, looking ahead. And we have to develop a system how to support each other for the right cause. What is the right cause? How will our society go forward? No matter how many demands we make, of course, as a minister, it is my duty to look into the demands regarding the, power gate scores and all that. I have taken it up with my new power secretary. He will form a committee and look into it. It should be fair. It should be equitable. Because we believe the people at the margins also should come into the mainstream and be able to compete. So we will look into the gate thing. If it is true that the tribals are being, deprived due to gate scores, I will look into it, surely look into it. And regarding other demands, I have seen most of them are promotions. And I believe some tribal engineers have been suspended. You are finding it very unfair. We will also look into that if it is so. But tribal and non-tribal, for everyone it should not be unfair. But then, above all this is that we have to go together. I have seen some demands also regarding TTADC. Those are good demands. We require empowerment, economic, social, political. And social empowerment comes from you. Political may come from us, politicians. But the social empowerment will come through people like you, who are doctors, engineers, TCS officers, IAS officers. The social empowerment part has to be played by you. And that is the most important part. Politics, you are here, we may not be here tomorrow. We may come back again after a few years. But doctor is a doctor, engineer is an engineer all his life. A lawyer is a lawyer all his life. So social empowerment comes from the educated strata of society. You are the opinion makers. You are the doers. We are the policy makers, that is all. You will be working in the field. Not me or Mewar Kumar Jamatia. So if you want to bring social change, it depends on the educated class or the educated strata, we say, of our society. And you are one of them. And you have a large number also, 600 and something. So all these things will happen in government. Governments will come, governments will go, memorandums will be given, some points will be looked into, some points may not be looked into. But I assure you, the demands that they have made here are quite fair and quite just. And I'm having it looked into by my power department, by my RD department. So everyone has to play a part. If you think only me and Mewar will play the part, then nothing will be done. Everyone, the youth, the elderly people, the educated people, the people who are dreaming, everyone has to play a part to transform. If the society as a whole does not transform, what is the use of having 630 engineers and the rest all starving? What is the use of having 1,000 doctors when our people are dying of dysentery and diarrhea? What is the use of having politicians like me if I cannot bring change? Or try to bring change at least. So the purpose is same. The purpose is same for you and me and for every other man who belongs to the indigenous society to transform. And today when I see the engineers, doctors and lawyers and TCS officers, I am very happy because, without any government help, we have been able to, the society has been able to achieve this 650, 30, 1,000 engineers, few hundred doctors, few dozens of lawyers. The society, when it wants to do it, can be done. I don't want to criticize anyone here, but I remember I had spoken to the former Chief Minister who had ruled the state for 20 years. When I had asked him once that there was certain unfairness taking place for the Tripura people, he told me, na, in Bengal, he told me, এখন তো অনেক ডক্টর আছে, অনেক ইঞ্জিনিয়ার আছে, অনেক কি বলে TCS অফিসার আছে, কোথায় backward? And I had told him once in a debate that it is not because of your blessing or the government blessing that we have reached there. It is because of the struggle and the sacrifice of the people here on the ground that they have been able to reach to that point. And had you helped, things would have changed much faster. So I praise the Tripura people that despite of being marginalized, despite the fact that we only form a very small percentage of the people of Tripura, we have been able to achieve this. We have at least started the transformation process. The beginning is very important. As we say in English, the morning tells the day. The morning tells the day. So our morning is bright. Through our own struggle and strife and our own, will, we have reached to a certain stage where transformation has already started. And we need to transform much more quickly. And in the right direction, of course. When I use the word transform, it doesn't mean going backwards. It always means progressive transformation. So that is important. And I see a lot of ladies also here who are engineers. It is encouraging. I had gone to one of these meetings of the students of Brew community of Riyangs in Ambassa. There I also saw youngsters, educated, aspiring. The aspiration is the main thing. The earlier concept in Tripura was that survive somehow. Survive korle hoye jabe. You just have to survive. Today our society is saying, no, we will not survive. We will aspire to be great. We will have aspirations. Why won't we have aspirations? In Bengali they say what? Dal bhat khao, suke thako. So why? Why will not a society aspire to become IAS officers? Why will not our society aspire to become engineers, doctors, lawyers, good politicians, good leaders, good social workers? When we have such a rich history. When we could have ruled this state for thousands of years through our own intelligence, our own ways of life, we have ruled this state, and not this small state. It was a mini empire. I think in the world it was the only indigenous mini empire, a small empire. If we could do it then, we can do it now. That is the aspiration. A society must have aspirations. And I am very unhappy to say this. Last 20 years, the indigenous Tripura people had no aspirations. How to get a job? That also very, small job. How to survive? And today, the youngsters have aspirations. We will do what our forefathers did. We will live by the values that have been given to us by our forefathers and by the history of Tripura. This is the feeling that makes the backbone of a society. You are in service, most of you are in service, some in RD department. I have a lot of engineers because I look after power, I look after RD. There are some in science and technology also. I interact with them, and there will be some problem in service, I understand that. Some may be fair, some may be unfair, but we'll have to take it in our stride. And of course, the things that are legal in the memorandum which can be done, I will surely do it. There's no reason that I should hold back something legal, something bona fide. There's absolutely no reason that why I should hold back anything that is due to you. Because it is a society in transformation. Our society is a society in transformation. And I would like to be a part of the transformation. And I would very much like to be a part of the transformation. So there is no question of holding back anything. The demand I got this demand from G1, and I have spoken to my power secretary and to my RD secretary. Of course, the RD secretary has changed, so it may take some time. Because, officers get changed, and we have to start again from square one. Huh? I know. There's so many unemployed engineers also. G1 is telling me, we'll have to find a way out. Because livelihood is very important. We may say big things standing on stage. Society has to come together, society has to do this, society has to do that. Long, tall speech we may give, but the first thing is livelihood. And especially for our educated youth. To provide livelihood, I will surely look into it. And I want the ADC also to be active and to look into these matters also. Because it was created for this. The whole purpose of ADC was to empower the indigenous people of Tripura. We would like to know in how 33 years, whatever it is, how much empowerment has been done. And if it's not been done, why it has not been done? Not to criticize, but to stop those loopholes. unless I know why it is not being done, unless I know what has hampered the growth of ADC, it will be very difficult for us to work. And I am all for empowerment of ADC. This government is for empowerment of ADC. Mewar Kumar Jamaat is sitting here. We have passed a resolution of the cabinet. Of course, one thing you should understand, that we cannot change one, the state government cannot change one, full stop or comma in the 6th schedule. It has to be done by an amendment of the constitution. Because the ADC is the child of the constitution, not a child of the state government. The ADC is the child of the constitution and not the child of the state government. So one comma or one full stop cannot be changed by us. Our duty was to support the empowerment of the ADC, and we have done it. In our cabinet, we have taken very good decisions. That the state government is all for empowerment of ADC. Now the 125th amendment has to take place, and these have to be incorporated into that. So that is the, legislative side. That is the legislative side. One is the social side, one is the political side, and most important now, as Jeevan was telling me, there are a lot of engineers who are unemployed, is the economic side. All power without economic power is useless power. You cannot even pray on empty stomach. Forget about doing any work on an empty stomach. You cannot even pray on an empty stomach. So livelihoods are very important. And I will look into it, how we can do something for the unemployed engineers, where we can accommodate them. We'll have to do it. There's no question about not doing it. A society that has given us engineers after so many years. These boys have, boys and girls have studied very hard, come from villages, and their parents must have worked very hard to get them through the engineering colleges. I understand that. Because our resource is very little. Some land, some rubber plantation, some jhum. What else resource? Some maybe livestock. And to collect all that resources and put your child through an engineering college in Bangalore or in Hyderabad or in Pune can be very tough. But we are a tough people. There's one Red Indian chief. I like this quotation. I will end with this. And it is a very, very lovely quotation by the Indian chief. And he said, they thought they could bury us. They did not know that we were seeds. This is a very lovely quotation. They thought they will bury us. But they did not know that we were seeds. Same thing with us. Our roots are very long in Tripura. Our roots go back thousands of years in Tripura. We have fought battles. We have ruled. We have faced victory. We have faced defeat. Sometimes we have won, sometimes we have lost. But we are still there. But we are still there as a society. And this is what should continue. That is the most important part. So I wish you all a very successful conference. I hope some new ideas will come for yourself, of course. For the society at large, and also for the engineer society, for the engineers. And the memorandum that is given to me, I have gone through it just now also. But most of them are being looked into. I will communicate what we can do the best. And thank you so much for inviting me. I'm sorry I'm late because I told you I don't like to be late, but after becoming minister, it's because almost a habit. It's one of the worst habits that can happen actually. Punctuality is a virtue. That virtue I seem to have lost. I'm not a very organized man, so I keep running here and there. But we'll see you again. Do well in life. Work for a society. Consolidate. Learn to move together. Learn to be together. Differences will be there. because we had this habit of fighting with each other, 10, 12 political parties, 7, 8 organizations. That makes things even more difficult. It doesn't make things easy. It makes things more difficult. And division makes small people more difficult. For small numbers, division is very difficult. And for large numbers, division is a tactic. For us, consolidation is the key word, and transformation is our goal. And I am with you, and so is our minister. All of us are with you. Thank you so much again. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for encouraging us with your cherishing, thoughtful words of speech. As our chief guest falls out of time and is leaving shortly, I request all the attendees to stand on their respective place as an honor of respect. Please be seated. Thank you. As we all know, COVID-19 has changed our way of living drastically upside down, giving us the deepest life lessons for lifetime. To this very COVID-19, we have lost our very promising senior member of TEST, Sri Arghaknath Tripura, Agriculture and Farmer Welfare, Sri Maniraj Debarma, Manager of TACCL, leaving behind their families. Let us take this moment remembering our beloved members who lost their life due to COVID. I may now request the honorable dignitaries and all the other respected members of TEST to kindly stand on their respective place and spend 1 minute of silence, closing our eyes, remembering the departed souls in prayer. Let us close our eyes and pray for their departed souls. Thank you. I request the dignitaries and other respected members to be seated on their respective place. Please be seated.